Hello boys and girls, welcome to my channel. I'm BenchART, and for today what I have here is little nightmares running on my laptop with the GT 740M, which is very similar to the GT 825M or the GT 920. So this game was developed by Tertiary Studios. In case you don't know, Tertiary Studios had worked before in Little Big Planet, although this game resembles pretty much more Limbo and Inside regarding gameplay. So for this video we will be using Minion Settings. Okay, this game is using Unreal Engine 4, which is quite demanding. I will be using the native resolution of this laptop. I also benchmarked the game on the low, medium and high and ultra without recording, and you can find all those results in the description of the video. Also, if you want to check an FPS graph about those results or a little bit better discussion about the frame rate and the performance of the game, just check the end of the video. You can just jump it right there just now by using the description. There is a timestamp in there, but I bet that you want to see some gameplay also of the game, of these little nightmares, this indie game. So this game has been quite well received, since it's very similar to Limbo and Inside. It is obviously that it's going to be well received, but unfortunately it seems that it has the same problem as Limbo or Inside. It is too short, but although it's not repetitive or any sort of it, so it's 4 hours of a good experience in this type of game. Okay, so about the performance, yes, I'm using MSI Afterburner to record, which takes a little bit extra impact in the frame rate. You can check the frame rate there on the upper left corner. But yes, keep in mind that MSI Afterburner is consuming an extra 3 to 5 FPS than the reality that I get. So if you are expecting a desktop version of this video, I mean with my HD 7850 and my Phantom 2, I am very disappointed to say that it's not going to happen, because Little Nightmares don't support instruction set of SSE 4.0 or lower, which means that the Phantom 2 CPUs are completely out of the question for this game. There are some people on Steam that did found the solution in order to run the game that way. I tried that solution, but the game was so laggy with it that for me it was out of the question to make a video out of it, because it's completely unplayable until they fixed up the lack of support for SSE 4.0 or lower instruction sets for Phantom 2 processors and Core 2 quads. But yes, this video is about the laptop. The game just runs fine, pretty much at 30 FPS most of the time with small drops, but we will talk a little bit later about the performance, okay? But for now, I hope you enjoyed the video and the ambience, okay, of it, and we hope to see you soon. Goodbye. Hello boys and girls, welcome to the performance section of the video. So as you can see, the Ultra and High settings have very similar results, and the same could be said about the median and low, so all pretty similar. So the Ultra and High provides an average pretty much at 30 FPS, but it seems that it drops more times from the 30s, while the median and low provides a much more stable frame rate. That is why I choose it to play with the median settings, because only 7% of the frames was lower than 30 FPS, while the Ultra and High was pretty much around the 50% of the time that was lower than 30 FPS. Don't get me wrong, if you decide to play the game at Ultra or High settings, I'm pretty sure that you are going to have a great time playing the game, and certainly you might even not notice those drops below the 30 FPS, but as you know, on this channel I try to avoid getting lower than 30 FPS at all costs, unless, two exceptions, we are playing a turn-based game, or let's assume that the lower setting is so ugly that I prefer to have 20s sometimes, 20s FPS sometimes, and have great graphics instead of having shitty graphics with, with high frame rate. So this game used 1.5 GB of VRAM and 3.4 GB of RAM, so if you have 4 GB of RAM you shouldn't have any trouble with the game. CPU usage was around the 40 and 70%, no troubles whatsoever with the CPU, and the GPU usage was completely maxed out, being the limited factor of the performance. So that's all that I want to cover about Little Nightmares. Hope you did enjoy it. The game is completely playable, as you can see. Whatever the settings that you are going to choose, it's really up to you. I prefer the median because it's more consistent, but you surely could play and finish this game with the maximum settings Ultra. Okay, so it's really up to you. And with that, this concludes my video. Hope you did enjoy it, and I do hope to see you soon. Any question, just leave on the comment section of the video. Goodbye guys, cheers.